very warm welcome to all of you in this lecture on quality concepts. In this series of lectures on industrial engineering, we have been discussing varied aspects of industrial engineering. We have already covered inventory management, material handling, facility layout design, as well as some other important topics related to industrial engineering. Quality also plays a very important role in industrial engineering. Let's take a very basic example of manufacturing a very basic product. We have to first select the vendors from where we are going to procure the raw material. Once the procurement of raw material is done, we have to check the quality of the raw material, that whether whatever we want we have achieved or we have got or not. Once the raw material is according to our satisfaction, then we would like to convert this raw material and we would be subjecting it to a series of manufacturing processes to get the final product. Now, in these manufacturing processes also we would have to find out that whether the process is performing according to our desired levels or not. If the process is not converting the raw material into the final product properly, we may have to fine tune the manufacturing process. So, there also the concept of quality comes into picture. Now, once the product has been manufactured, we have to check that whether this product is according to the desired specifications or not. So, whatever we wanted we have achieved, we have got the product according to our requirements or not. We would be checking it using number of different techniques. Now, once the product is ready, we have found out that this is according to the quality requirements. We have to dispatch the product to the respective retail market. There also in distribution we need to have quality. If the customer goes to the shop and our product is not available on the shelf, we are losing the market share. So, in distribution also we have to have a very good quality, so that whenever the customer requires a product, our product should always be available to him. In today's competitive market, distribution also plays a very important role, because there are so many other players in the market. If we are not able to satisfy the demand of the customer at his particular requirement when he wants the product, he is going to switch his loyalty to some other company and buy the competitor's product. So, quality in distribution is also equally important. So, we have just seen a very simple diagram in which a raw material is procured, it is manufactured using a series of manufacturing processes, a final product is got, we check the quality of the final product and then we distribute in the market. At each and every step we have to have a quality. Similarly, in service sector also we have so many different industries in service sector, like hospitality. We have hospitals also, we have restaurants also. So, all these service centers also need to have the quality. Today's scenario or the global scenario is such that only those companies which have a policy of the quality or quality improvement or total quality management will only survive in the market. Those companies who do not put adequate focus on the quality will not be able to last in the market for a long time. So, by the examples that we have taken, we can very easily conclude that quality is not only important in manufacturing sector, it is also important in the service sector. So, it is important for us to understand that quality is an important issue and we should know the basics of quality concepts. There are so many tools and techniques developed for implementation of quality concepts within the industry, but we are not going to go into detail of each and every concept. We are just going to have an overview that what quality means, what is the basic definition of quality, what is quality of conformance, what is quality of design and related issues. We are also going to consider the Jorans trilogy, in which we are going to see that what he has recommended. So, let us now start the discussion on the various quality concepts. So, let us start with the introduction. The rapidly increasing global competition over the past decade has led to the emergence of new scenarios for most of the industrial sectors. The competitiveness of a company is mostly dependent on its ability to perform well in dimensions such as cost, quality, delivery, dependability and speed. Moreover, innovation and flexibility to adapt itself to variations in demand. So, this slide sums up the today's business scenario. We can very easily see on your slide. I will just like to repeat a few words again. The success of the industry depends upon the cost, the quality, the delivery, the dependability and speed. Moreover, innovation and flexibility to adapt itself to variations in demand. So, what is the need of the R is that always we have to innovate, always we have to be flexible, always we have to change according to the demands in the market, and our focus should always be to provide the best quality product with the minimum possible cost. So, in today's competitive market, we are seeing that price wars are taking place. Different companies are reducing the prices of their products in order to gather more market share. So, the need of the R is to be competitive in the market, and to be competitive in the market we need to produce at a very economical pace as well as economical rate, as well as we have to take into account the quality issue. If we are providing a product which is very cheap as compared to the competitor's product, but it is not of the adequate quality, nobody is going to buy our product. We have to take into account that quality is the best possible alternative which every company should choose in order to be competitive in the market. So, there are other things as well, that we have to be dependable, our delivery should be good, but all these things fall under the broad umbrella of quality. If we are able to incorporate the concept of quality at each and every step of the business process, then the company is surely bound to be competitive in the business environment. Aiming at improving organizational performance through the effective use of production capacity and technology, operations strategy such as I have already told you, total quality management, quality function deployment, Six Sigma, business process reengineering, just in time, benchmarking, performance measurement and many others are commonly used. Now, basically each and every company wants to improve their organizational performance. Now, there are various facets of organizational performance. Some companies want to improve the quantity that they are producing. Some companies want to improve the quality that they are producing. Some company want to minimize the wastage that is being done during the manufacturing process. Some companies want to be more competitive by adjusting to the economic environment that is prevailing. So, when the economy is down, they would like to reduce the prices of their products, or sometimes when the boom is there in the market, they would like to increase the prices of their products. So, similarly, there are so many different things that have to be taken into account, and there are so many tools which have been used for enhancing the organizational performance. Now, what are these tools? These tools are total quality management, or we can say continuously looking for improving the services and the processes within the company, quality function deployment usually called QFD, Six Sigma, business process reengineering, just in time, benchmarking, performance measurement, and there are many other tools and techniques. So, but why we are using these tools and techniques? Because always there is a thrust towards competitiveness. Every company wants to make as much profit as possible. If there are infinite resources available with each and every company, then there is no need to go for all these tools and techniques, but that is not the scenario. Always there is a limitation on the type of resources that are available within the organization. Sometimes there are constraints on the money that is available with the company, sometimes there are constraints on the manpower, sometimes there are constraints on the technology, sometimes there are constraints on the infrastructure. So, always the company is operating within certain constraints, and in order to get the optimal solution within these constraints, we need to understand these tools and techniques. Now all the time we have to provide a quality product within all these constraints. Sometimes the technology that is there, that is available, can produce a high quality product, but the technology is very costly. We cannot go and buy the technology. Therefore, we have to think that this technology now is not available with us. We have to get to that quality, but with some other particular operation or some other particular process. Now process X can generate quality Y. We want to generate quality Y, but we do not have the process X available with us. Now we have to find out within these constraints, we have to work that how to get quality Y without having process X. So can we redesign process X, or can we duplicate process X so that we are able to get the same quality? So always there are constraints, and within the constraints we are operating, and in order to operate successfully, in order to provide quality products, we have to always think of such tools and techniques like total quality management, Six Sigma, business process reengineering, quality function deployment, benchmarking, and so on and so forth. So in today's business environment or business scenario, we can say that due to competition in the global scenario or global environment, all the time the companies have to learn these tools and techniques in order to produce the products at a relatively lower cost, but at a relatively, or we can say at a very high quality. The concept of quality has evolved from mere specifications, controls, inspections, systems and methods for regulatory compliance to a harmonized relationship with business strategies aimed at satisfying both the internal and external customer. So initially the focus was mere specifications or controls. So in order to get the quality, what was done was that there was a quality control department which would always be focusing on reducing the error or the mistakes. So each and every product that is produced would be checked according to certain specifications or certain predefined quality standards, and then it would be found out that whether it is of adequate quality or not. But these days quality has attained a much higher significance as compared to what it was initially designed for. So the concept of quality has evolved from mere specifications, controls, inspections, systems and methods for regulatory compliance. So initially we have observed that the quality basically was conformance to a predefined quality level. So we have fixed that this is the quality level, we have to adhere to this. Now we are putting a control on the process or on the material, and we are trying to achieve that level. So that was basically a regulatory compliance. So there was a predefined standard and we have to achieve that standard. But nowadays a harmonized relationship with business strategies aimed at satisfying both the internal and external customer. So it would not be wrong if I say that customer is the king today. Each and every company is focusing their business strategies towards the customer satisfaction. Each and every company is trying to satisfy the customer because he is basically the king. He has so much of variety available with him, and he is going to choose the product which is going to provide him the best value for his money. So basically initially it was there that only control and specifications and for regulatory compliance quality standards were followed, but now it has gained a much more wider meaning. It means that it has to be incorporated into all the business strategies, and it has to be incorporated at each and every level. So quality is not just of the product that we are producing, it is of the service also that we are providing, it is of the reusability, it is quality has also to be associated with the service that we are providing after the sales. Once the product has been sold, what is the after sale service we are providing? A quality has to be established there also. Quality has to be established when we are procuring the raw material from the vendors. So it has got greater dimensions now as compared to what it was some years back. So basically the major issue is the satisfaction of the customer. Today quality and value are first and above all given, and the customer expects them. Already whatever we have been discussing till now, that a customer is the king. We have to manufacture the product, we have to provide the service what the customer wants. If we are not able to satisfy the customer, the brand loyalties may change and the customer may switch to some other competitor company. That we do not want. So basically quality and value has to be given, and the customer is expecting that particular quality. If we are not able to do so, we would not be there in the market for a long time. Quality is the successful organization is fully integrated into all the business processes. This I have already told, that it is not particularly focused on a particular product, that this product has to be made within these specifications, and if we are able to satisfy the specifications, we will say that okay, the quality is good. The quality has to be incorporated into each and every business process. On your screen you can see in the very first line, quality is the successful organization is fully integrated into all of the business processes. So quality in the successful organization. So if the quality is incorporated into all the business processes, the organization would itself become successful. So a quality in the successful organization is fully integrated into all the business processes. I think it is very clear now, and is an extension of everything else that has to happen along the path to success, both for the company and for the people involved. So quality now has got a very diversified domain, it has got a global domain. It is not just focused on one particular element, that is the product. It has to be spread into each and every process which is somehow related to the manufacturing of the product or the launch of the product. Now one example comes to me, that is of a team that is performing for a particular country, say a football team. Now in a football team, if all the players perform their role satisfactorily, it would result into the success of the team. But suppose there are some players who are lagging in the sportsman spirit, or who are not fit and they are not performing according to the desired level, then the whole team is going to lose. It is not those 4 individuals who are going to lose, but the whole team is going to lose. Similarly, if we are incorporating the quality concepts in whole processes or in all the processes that are associated with our product or with our service, we may be successful. But if some or a part of the processes or a part of the cycle is not a qualitative or is not taking care of the quality concepts, then the whole product may lose its shine, or the whole product may not be able to do as well as it is expected to do in the market. So quality is in the successful organization is fully integrated into all the business processes and is an extension of everything else that has to happen along the path to success, both for the company and for the people involved. So by now we have seen, if we summarize whatever we have discussed till now, we have found out that quality is very important. We have seen so many examples where we have seen that if we are able to produce the quality, our product would be successful in the market. And we have seen that in globally competitive market, if we are not able to provide value to the customer for the money he is spending, then he is going to switch to some other product which is providing him good quality at a relatively low price. So each and every company has always to focus on the development of products which are of high quality and similar, at the same time they should be of low cost. Now let us come on to the basic definitions of quality. We have made a very good build up to the discussion related to quality concepts. We have seen that quality is important, nobody can say that quality is not important. We have established the importance of quality till now, and now we want to see that what quality exactly means. So quality basic definitions is: quality is fitness for use, which has been given by Jorans. So fitness for use means that if I am buying a product for one particular application or for one particular requirement, if a particular product is satisfying that requirement or satisfying that use, we will say yes, it is of adequate quality. Let us take an example of the gears. Gears are used in so many diverse applications. Even in mechanical watches we use gears. So the quality of those gears which we are using in the wrist watch may be substantially different from the quality of the gears that are being used at some other low end application. But if the gears are performing the function or they are being used satisfactorily, we will say yes, the quality of the gear for this particular use or this particular application is good. So from here on we can say that yes, quality is relative. For wristwatch, the quality of the gears required is very high, or we can say the specifications set for the gears for wristwatch are different from the specifications that are set for the gears that are used for some other low end application. So quality is fitness for use. So if the use is getting satisfied or we are getting the quality according to our requirement, we will say yes, this is a good quality product. Now coming on to the second definition, quality is conformance to requirements. So we have certain requirements and we are buying a product or a service, and if our requirements are being met easily, we will say yes, this is what the quality product should do, that it is conforming to the requirements for which we have bought the product or which we have bought the product. Similarly, the efficient production of the quality that the market expects. There is another definition. Now this is related to manufacturing. One very simple example I have given towards the start of today's lecture, that right from the procurement of the raw material, converting it into the final product and then supplying it into the market through the retail segments, at each and every step we have to adhere to the quality standards. So the efficient production of the quality that the market expects. Now the market basically is nothing but the customer. Each and every customer expects some quality from the manufacturer. Sometimes there are some brand quality also. Each and every brand has established itself, and the customer, when he is buying a product, he or she is buying a product of that particular company, he expects a certain degree of quality. Yes, that this company's product is going to be of high quality. So the market expects quality, and the efficient production of that quality, we can say that yes, if the customer is satisfied, then the quality is good. Now the last definition on your screen, you can see quality is what the customer says it is. So if the customer says that yes, this is what I want, and we are able to satisfy his demand, we can very easily say that yes, this is what the quality is. So we have seen that basically quality is something which is driven by the customer demands, and it also depends on what we are producing. So if we are producing a product which is able to satisfy the demand of the customer, we can very easily conclude that yes, we are able to justify the quality requirements of the customer. But if we are not able to satisfy the specifications that or the requirements or the use value set by the customer, then we can say that yes, our component or our product is lacking in quality. It is not conforming to the requirements set by the customer. So the important point to note here is that quality is relative, and quality has to be incorporated into each and every aspect of the business process. A quality system is agreed on company wide and plant wide operating work structure, documented in effective integrated technical and managerial procedures for guiding the coordinated actions of people, the machines or the information of company in the best and most practical ways to assume customer quality, satisfaction and economical costs of quality. So the definition or this particular discussion seems to be very long, but let's take it step by step. A quality system is agreed on company wide and plant wide. So a quality system is not local, it is global. So it is agreed on company wide and plant wide operating work structure. So it has to be incorporated throughout the company, throughout the plant. Documented in effective. So documented means that yes, it has to be put in black and white, or it has to be documented properly. Integrated technical and managerial procedure. So for achieving the quality, we have to follow certain set of procedures for guiding the co-coordinated actions of people, the machines, or the information of company in the best and most practical ways. So basically we are going to coordinate the efforts of the machines and the people with the specified or laid out procedures for achieving the quality, and we have to coordinate the actions of machines and people in the best and most practical ways to assume customer quality satisfaction and economical costs of quality. So basically customer quality satisfaction or the customer quality satisfaction means that the quality requirements of the customer are getting satisfied. So basically it is global. There are certain procedures which are well documented, which have to be adopted, and when we adopt these procedures, we are going to satisfy the customer with the quality requirements. Now let us see what are the dimensions of product quality. Here we are focusing on the product quality. We would also be seeing the service quality. Now product is something tangible. We are having, suppose this mouse, this is a product. We are having a laptop, this is a product. We are having a television set, it is a product. So what are the dimensions of product quality? How we can say that it is good quality or bad quality, or what is the criteria on the basis of which we can make a decision like whether this product is of good quality or of poor quality. So these are the dimensions on your screen. Let me first read these dimensions and then we would see that how these dimensions are considered when we see the product quality. Performance, reliability, durability, serviceability, aesthetics, features, perceived qualities. So these are the dimensions or the criteria on the basis of which we say whether the product quality is good or it is poor. Now performance means that we have designed the product for performing an intended function. So if the product is performing the intended function satisfactorily, we will say yes, the performance is good. Similarly, reliability, whenever we want to rely on the product or whenever the product is called upon to perform, it is able to perform or not. If it is able to perform, we will say yes, this is a reliable product. But if it is not able to perform when it has been called upon to perform, then we will say no, this is not a reliable product. For example, we take example of a matchstick. We take out a matchstick and try to burn it. If it is burning, we will say yes, the reliability is good. If it is not burning, we will say, if so many matchsticks are failures, we will say no, this company is not a reliable company because most of the matchsticks are not burning. So the product has to be reliable. Similarly, a product has to be durable. So durability is related with time. That today if I buy a product and I feel that it is durable, then it should be durable for certain amount of time, maybe 6 months, maybe 1 year, 1.5 years, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. So durability is related to time. So product quality can be measured in terms of performance, it can be measured in terms of reliability, it can be measured in terms of durability. Similarly, serviceability. Aesthetics is also one of the most important points which is gaining significance these days. Initially products were designed keeping into account the functional requirements as the foremost requirement for the shape of the product. So products were usually designed and the shape was dictated by the functional requirements of the product, but today that is not the scenario. So many products are there in which the functionality is also incorporated, but the aesthetics is also taken into account. So aesthetic or the eye appeal of the product is also a factor which has to be considered in product quality. If the aesthetics are very poor, we can say no, they are not a very good quality product. But certainly functionality or the performance are major criteria. Aesthetics may come at lower down in the hierarchy. Then features. Perceived quality, that how do you see the quality of that particular company. There can be a perceived rank and there can be actual rank. Perceived is like according to my perception, and actual is according to the data and the statistics. Let us see in one line that what does these dimensions mean in terms of product quality. So, as prescribed by Garvin, the 8 dimensions of quality are: performance, will the product do the intended job for which it has been bought or it has been designed. Now, designed by the designer designs the product for a particular intended function, the customer buys the product for performing some job. So, we can say the performance is good if the product do the intended job satisfactorily, or the performance can be poor if the product is not able to do the intended job satisfactorily. So, it is very clearly mentioned on your screen. The second point is of reliability. How often the product fails? I have already given you an example in which the matchstick failure can be related to the quality of the product. So, if it fails quite often, we can say the product is not very reliable. If it does not fail over a period of time, we can say yes, it is a very reliable product. Similarly, coming on to durability, how long the product lasts? If the product lasts for its designed life, let us take an example of a bridge. An overbridge has been constructed and its life has been estimated to be 20 years. If the bridge lasts for more than 20 years, we will say the quality of the bridge was very good, because it was designed for 20 years, but it has been able to perform its function satisfactorily beyond 20 years. So, we can say the product is very durable, or the bridge is very durable. Similarly, serviceability, how easy is to repair the product? So, if it is easily serviceable, we will say yes, we can say it is a very good product. If it is not easily serviceable, we will say no, not very good product. Similarly, aesthetics, what does the product look like? Taking into account the features, we have to take into account what does the product do, what are the functions the product is performing. If the product is performing all the functions that the customer wants, then we can say yes, it is a good product. Now, repeatedly I am using the word good, because now I am going to come to another important word, that is quality, which is the main important focus of today's lecture. The last point on your screen is the perceived quality. What is the reputation of a company or its products? So, every customer will have a perceived quality that yes, if I am buying a product of such and such company, my quality or my requirements or my specifications would be met. If I am buying a product of XYZ company, I may not be able to get a very good quality product, or my expectations, my requirements, my specifications might not be met. So, each and every customer will have a perceived quality related to the brand image or the brand name of the product. Now, in this screen we sum up everything that we have discussed till now, that if a product provides a very good performance, it is performing its function for which it has been designed to, it is durable, it is reliable, the serviceability conditions are good, aesthetically it is very good looking, it is giving us a very good eye appeal, all the features for which it has been designed are according to the customer requirements, and the perceived quality of the company for which has produced this particular product is very good, or the customer has a very good image of the company of the product. In such a scenario, it can be concluded that such a product is a good quality product. So, all the dimensions of quality are being justified, all the dimensions of quality have been addressed, and if all the dimensions are satisfied according to the customer's requirement, we can very easily conclude that yes, the quality of the product is good. Similarly, there is a quality in the services also. Now, let us see that what are the dimensions of quality in the service sector. Dimensions of service quality. So, what we were discussing till now were the dimensions in product quality. Now, we are seeing what are the dimensions in service quality. So, reliability, same as product quality. Responsiveness, now whenever you are providing a service, your responsiveness is also very important. For example, in hospital we receive a call that yes, there has been an accident in such and such place. If we are responsive, we are reaching the spot at the earliest. Who knows that we are saving so many human lives. So the responsiveness is also an important factor. Similarly, competence. In the hospital, if we have very good doctors, in the hotels we have very good chefs, in the restaurant we have very good people for service. Similarly, courtesy, communication. Now if we go to a restaurant where we are not able to communicate with the people who are there at the desk, it is not going to provide us a very good quality service. Why? Because the communication factor is lacking. Similarly, credibility in banks or other service financial institutions, credibility is also very important, as well as the security. If you are going and staying in a hotel, then if the security arrangements are not that good, you may not feel safe. So you would say that yes, the quality of the hotel is not that good because of the dimension of security which is going to dictate the quality of the services being provided by the hotel. So let us now summarize it. What are the dimensions in the service quality? We have already seen the dimensions of product quality. In service quality, there are some new things that have been added, like responsiveness, competence, courtesy, communication, credibility, security, and reliability is common in service quality also, as well as in product quality. So whenever we are trying or we are planning or we are designing a particular service provider company or service provider thing, we have to take into account that yes, we have to provide a very good service, and on the contrary, we can very easily say that we have to provide a very good quality service. Now good quality would be in terms of the reliability, it would be in terms of responsiveness, it would be in terms of competence, courtesy, communication, credibility and security. If all these dimensions are met satisfactorily according to the customer's requirement, we can very easily say that we are providing, or that particular company is providing, a very good quality service. Now let us go to a brief evolution of quality. In the 1920s, statistical theory began to be applied effectively to quality control, which we have already seen that how quality has evolved. Initially the focus was on quality control, some compliance that we have already seen. We have already used the word compliance or the regulatory compliance, if you remember in today's lecture itself. So initially it was regulatory compliance, and in 1924 Shewhart made the first attempt of a modern control chart. So control charts were developed. His work was later developed by Deming, and the early work of Shewhart, Deming, Dodge and Romig constitutes much of what today comprises the theory of statistical process control. However, there was little use of these techniques in manufacturing company until the late 1940s. So this is just telling us that initially the focus of quality control was dedicated towards the product quality only. So it was not having a global domain, it was only having a local domain, and the technique that was developed was of the statistical process control. So the major attention or major point of attention was the process, and all the efforts were put on the process, and control charts were developed so that the process does not go haywire or the process does not go beyond the permissible limits. Means the product that this process is producing is within certain control limits. So the focus was on process. In the early 1950s, quality management practices developed rapidly in Japanese plants. So Japanese people have been said as the front runners in the field of quality and became a major theme in Japanese management philosophy, such that by 1960 quality control and management had become a national preoccupation. So if everyone, if the whole country or the whole environment or the whole business people who are working for a particular company have a philosophy of quality in their minds, always the product is going to be good and the company is going to make profit. But if the quality philosophy is missing, then the company may not be able to last in the market for a long time. So global dimensions of quality or the global domain of quality was established after the 1960s. Total quality management came into existence in 1980 by the Western world. TQM is now a part of much wider concept that addresses overall organizational performance and recognize the importance of processes. So, importance of processes is still there, but overall organizational performance is the focus area, which was initially a local area which was related to the process. So, some years back the focus was on local area, improving the quality of that particular local process or local area, but today the dimensions are very global. The focus area is very wide, starting from one end to the other end or starting from north to south, east to west. Within the company, the focus is on improving the quality of the products, the services, as well as any other aspect related to converting the material from raw material to the final product. So, we have been discussing the historical aspects of quality, and we would now see what Edward Deming has done. He has postulated statistical quality control principles, which we have already seen, which are very important in managing the quality of the process. Similarly, he postulated 14 points of quality management, which have been successfully used by the Japanese manufacturers. So, by using these quality principles, the Japanese manufacturers have got a huge amount of profit. Similarly, William Crosby emphasized humanistic behavior aspects of quality improvement. So, quality improvement is not only focused on the processes and the manufacturing facilities, it is also focused on the humanistic or the behavioral aspects of the people who are associated with these manufacturing processes or with these tools and techniques. So, initially the focus was on the processes, on the manufacturing, on the production, but today the focus has shifted. The focus is still on the manufacturing as well as on the processes, but the focus is also now on the humanistic behavior, and William Crosby has emphasized humanistic behavioral aspects of quality improvement, that yes, quality can be improved if the humanistic behavioral aspects are improved. So, this is becoming more important now, which I have already told. So, initially the focus was process, now the focus is process plus a large number of other factors which are associated with the process. So, other things in historical aspects are the Joseph Jorans quality trilogy. So, Joseph Joran has given a quality trilogy. He has divided into three important aspects. So, first was the quality planning, set of quality goals, set plans for operations based on these goals. So, we have to set the quality goals that yes, this is the quality that we want to achieve. So, the goal has to be very clear. Then we have to do the planning, we have to set the plans for operations based on these goals. Now, we know this is the quality that we want, we have to move in that direction and we have to plan our path that yes, we are going to move at such and such pace and these would be the problem areas, we have to do the planning accordingly. Then once the path is very clear, we have identified that we are going to move on this path and this is our goal, here we have to reach, this is the quality standard we have to achieve, we start our process. So, planning is done, the next step is the execution. The second point or the second important facet of Joran's trilogy or the Joran's quality trilogy is the quality control, that is there on your screen, responsible for meeting quality goals. Now, we have already established the quality goals, we have to meet these quality goals. So, quality control is important in meeting those goals. Now, prevent adverse changes, set and observe performance measures, compare with industry standards and benchmarking. Now, to put all these things with the help of an example and to put these things in a very straightforward and clear manner, let us say that we have already fixed a goal, we have done all the planning, we know that this is the path we have to follow and we are going to achieve our goal of a particular quality standard. Now if we are going in a wrong direction, we are adopting some other path, or we are digressing from the path or the plan that we have decided at the very beginning, it means that some control exercise is required. There should be somebody who should bring us on the path which we have set in the planning stage to achieve our target. So what are these? These are the control measures. So these are performance measures. We would be seeing that whether we are performing according to the planned path or not. If we are not performing according to the planned path, then the quality control measures would be required. Similarly, we can compare the performance with the other industry standards. Now suppose any particular company is making a product of quality X, we can compare our product with quality X, that whether our product is of more quality or of less quality. Similarly, we can do the benchmarking also. So two important facets of Jorans trilogy has been explained. The first one is the quality planning. We have to plan, we have to set objective, we have to set a goal, we have to do all the planning how to achieve that goal, at what particular step, what particular efforts would be required, and the second step is the quality control. If we are digressing anyway from the path that we have set to achieve that goal, then we have to execute, or then we have to compare our performance with the performance measures, or we have to do benchmarking. Now the last facet of Jorans trilogy is there on your screen now. So this is quality improvement, moving from current level to the next higher level. For this, what do we need to do? We need to organize teams, train operators to identify and correct quality problems. So initially, once we have achieved a quality, we have to go for further improvement, we have to go for quality improvement. So continuous improvement is the major focus of quality improvement, that all the time we should keep a focus that whatever we have achieved, there is something, or there are certain things which are beyond this particular level which we have already achieved. So try to plug in the defects, try to find out the mistakes, and then we can work towards quality improvement. So three different facets of Jorans trilogy has been given, and these are very, very important quality concepts which every engineer should know. The three aspects of quality and their linkages with each other have been depicted in the figure. Now there are three important quality aspects. So you can see quality aspect. The three important aspects are quality of conformance, quality of design, and quality of performance. So all these three are interrelated. There are three aspects of quality: quality of conformance, quality of design, and quality of performance, and all these three are interrelated. I have repeated twice what is there on the screen. So you can yourself imagine that for understanding the quality aspects, we need to understand the quality from three different aspects or three different points, that is the design, conformance, and performance. Now what do we mean by these? We are going to address each and every point in a individual perspective. Now quality of design, customer's perspective. The product must be designed to meet the requirement of the customer. This is what we have been discussing for the last 1 hour or so. The product must be designed to meet the customer requirements. The product must be designed right first time and every time, and while designing, all aspects of customer expectations must be incorporated into the product. The factors need to be considered while designing the product are. Now we are going to see that what factors have to be considered when we are designing the product. But the summary of this slide is that we have to take care of the expectations, the requirements, and the specifications of the customer. So while designing, all these things have to be incorporated into the product. So the factors that need to be considered while designing the product are the type of product. What is the type of the product? There can be different types of product. We can see in our surroundings, all the things that we see around us are different types of products. So first point to decide is what type of product has to be designed, what is going to be the cost, what is going to be the pricing, what is going to be the manufacturing cost, what is going to be the material cost associated with the product. Similarly, we have to see the profit policy of the company. Now some companies may fix that we are going to charge 2% or the 3% profit on the total cost that we are spending on manufacturing of the product, but some companies may like to put wider profit margins. Now some companies may have a company policy of producing large number of products, or they might be focusing on the volume. Some companies may not go for volume, they might like to sell less number of products with a greater profit margin. So all these things have to be taken into account when we are designing a product, and this is what that is going to dictate the final quality of the product or the value of the product. Similarly, we have to take into account the demand also. Now demand has number of facets. Each and every customer would have his or her own requirements, and these requirements have to be taken into account while designing the product. If we are able to meet the requirements, we can say yes, we have been able to make a very good product. But if we are not able to meet the requirements, the specifications of the customer, then the quality of the product according to the customer may not be good. Similarly, we have to check for the availability of the parts. So first thing is the quality of design, and from customer's perspective we have to take into account all these points if we want to generate a good quality design. Coming on to the quality of conformance, manufacturer's perspective. The first perspective was the customer's perspective. Second is the manufacturer's perspective. The product must be manufactured exactly as designed. Now while designing we have taken into account all the quality aspects. Now while manufacturing also we have to take into account those aspects, like the design has taken care of the quality, the manufacturer also has to take care of the quality. The product must be manufactured exactly as designed. The activities involved at this stage include defect finding, defect prevention, defect analysis and rectification. So all these are the activities that are done at the manufacturer's point or at the from the manufacturer's perspective in order to improve the quality of the final product. The difficulties encountered at the manufacturing stage must be conveyed to the designers for modification in design, if any. The two-way communication between the designer and the manufacturing may help to improve the quality of the product, and for this purpose only a new branch of science and engineering is in place these days and is being widely taught to the students of engineering, that is called as design for manufacturing. Even we can go a step further, we can have a process or we can have a tool or technique which we can call as design for manufacturing and assembly. So two-way communication between the designer and the manufacturer in order to remove all these defects. So first point is the quality of design, second point is the quality of conformance, that whatever has been designed, whether we are able to produce that according to the requirements or not, or according to the specifications set at the design stage or not. Similarly, last point is the quality of performance. The product must function as per the expectations of the customer. The two-way communication between the designers and the customer is the key to have a quality product. So if the designer is able to incorporate the requirements and the specifications set by the customer into the product is surely going to be a good quality product. Also, if the quality of conformance has been incorporated, all the defects and the mistakes have been rectified at the manufacturing stage. So let's summarize what we have covered today in today's lecture. We have gone through the basic aspects of quality. We have established the importance of quality as one of the most important aspects of industrial engineering. We have seen various definitions of quality given by the experts in the field of quality. Then we have seen how the quality has evolved over a period of time. We have seen Jorans trilogy, in which we have covered the three important facets of trilogy, and later on we have seen the quality of design, the quality of conformance and the quality of performance. I feel that this lecture would introduce the learners into the very broad field of quality management. Thank you.